Unveiling the truth, the dark world of gang stalking. Welcome back to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kat's podcast, and I am Kat, your host. Thank you for being here, where we dive deep into fascinating and often controversial topics. Those who claim to be victims of gang stalking assert that they are relentlessly monitored, followed, and tormented by an organized group of people for various reasons. While there is no definitive evidence to support the existence of a widespread gang stalking network, the accounts and experiences shared by some individuals cannot be ignored. Our first victim writes, "It all started innocently enough, an odd encounter here, an unusual incident there. But gradually, I begin to notice a pattern. I felt like I was constantly being watched, followed, and harassed by unknown individuals. My life had turned into a nightmare." Thank you, victim number 1. The experiences shared by our victims, like our interviewee, raise chilling questions about privacy, psychological manipulation, and the power of perception. But before we delve deeper into this complex issue, let's explore some of the common characteristics and tactics associated with gang stalking. Gang stalkers are said to employ a wide range of techniques to inflict psychological distress on their targets. These techniques may include overt surveillance, stalking, gaslighting, street threats, and electronic harassment. Some victims claim that their stalkers even go as far as vandalizing their property, spreading rumors, or sabotaging their personal or professional lives. I took the time to get in touch with a cybersecurity expert who wrote, "While it is crucial to acknowledge that many gang stalking claims lack concrete evidence, it is essential to consider the possibility of certain individuals experiencing genuine harassment." In today's digital age, it has become easier for malicious actors to invade someone's privacy, manipulate their online presence, and gather personal information for nefarious purposes. Thank you to our expert. Indeed, advancements in technology have opened new avenues for potential harassment and manipulation. But let's not forget the role mental health plays in the narrative. Some experts argue that gang stalking experiences might be manifestations of certain psychological conditions, such as paranoid delusions or schizophrenia. A psychiatrist I spoke to wrote, "It is important to approach gang stalking claims with an open mind while maintaining a balanced perspective. Mental health conditions can often lead an individual to perceive events differently from reality. This doesn't negate their experiences but warrants a comprehensive examination from both a psychological and factual standpoint." Thank you to our psychiatrist. So, where does that leave us? Can we dismiss all gang stalking claims as mere delusions, or is there more to this enigmatic phenomenon? Well, I have gotten in contact with an investigative journalist who writes, "While it is challenging to verify the existence of organized gang stalking networks, it is crucial not to disregard the concerns expressed by those who feel targeted. Investigative journalists like myself have a responsibility to shed light on these issues, investigate possible leads, and provide an unbiased platform for such discussion." Okay, a big thanks to the investigative journalist. Ultimately, the truth about gang stalking remains shrouded in uncertainty. Whether it is a well-orchestrated conspiracy or a psychological manifestation, the fact remains that there are individuals out there who believe that they are victims of relentless surveillance and harassment. Also, I previously mentioned in an earlier segment, while there may be no concrete evidence that gang stalking exists, there is also no concrete evidence that it doesn't, and I would like to give an end statement to my own personal experience when the gang stalking seemed to become real to me. I was illegally evicted from my home a couple of days before Thanksgiving at nighttime, when it felt like the coldest day of the year in the month of domestic violence awareness, with the help of law enforcement officials. The only reason there was any question to who was allowed to remain in the residence was due to a no-contact order given by a judge to the cohabiting partner I lived with for domestic abuse against me. I lived in a county that professes to make domestic abuse victims a priority by growing the awareness and education to their employees, because the victims are scared to seek assistance from law enforcement. I can't understand why, huh? Well, thank you to law enforcement for looking out for me during Domestic Violence Awareness Month by not further victimizing me. By the way, there is a law to every citizen in America that prohibits anyone, be it your cohabiting partner, spouse, parent, or even landlord, from just abruptly changing the locks, putting you out of your residence, except for me, obviously. Well, that is this segment of Kat's podcast, so until next time, family. Hasta la vista, baby.